Hello everyone, I'm glad to see you again on my YouTube channel. Today's video we're gonna create a bit difficult thing, but we're gonna create few endpoints, use different packages, and we'll try to register the use to do a registration, try to log in with this user. Also, we're gonna use bycrypt to hash the password and store it to database, and we're gonna use JWT to sign and verify our user information and store the token in local storage and then use to do request and for verification. So it's pretty interesting thing to do, and I'm sure it's gonna be helpful for you. If you're not subscribed, please subscribe, press button like, and see you in the video. Let's start from npm init. It's gonna be the first thing that we're gonna do. Click just here, enter. After creation of this, we're gonna put here module type, type to define the import how we're gonna do. Then we're gonna do npm install few packages. So first of them is Axios. We need it to do request. No, I forgot. We don't need here Axios. We just use CDN link for it. Okay, the next thing, bycrypt. We needed to basically cache password and store it in a encoded way in database, so it prevent it from stealing and something. It's more safe, I would say. Then we're gonna use Bootstrap to speed up markup a bit. Then course is to do course origin request. So we will do from port 4200 to 3000 request, and to be able to do it, we need course. If you won't use it, then you got in your browser errors that cross origin requests not allowed, so it's just one option that we have here. Then .env, this one to set up environment file on your project and to store in it some variables like secret key, access to your database, and etc. And do not store them in your files like JavaScript files, so it prevent also from stealing. Also, a file is good if you have several environments and you need for one of them to use one link, for another some other password, or etc. So it's pretty good to have some files like that. Then press NodeJS framework, JSON Web Token. We would need to generate for user verification token, like access token, and we gonna check when, for example, you're gonna use it for different requests and pass it in headers or something, and then verify if user allow it to do it or no. So you can parse it, encode, decode, so pretty good. Mongoose and another one. Mongoose, it's a package that helps to connect to your MongoDB database on cloud, and Nodemon simply to watch your, in our case, JavaScript files for API, and if some change happened, then it will automatically restart server, so you don't need it to do manually. That's type strap prop. Drop like this probably. Yeah. Everything else looks fine. Let's install it. Yes, here. Why it's changed? Where? Yeah. Dependencies. Not good that I change it. But would you copy? It's like this. Here we also need command for our nodemon. We'll use it a bit later. It's gonna be nodemon app like this. We need to simply run our app fix.html, create a CSS folder. But actually, why do I need? Yeah, let's avoid this. It will be just a few styles that I gonna need probably. So styles CSS. Then for JavaScript, I will create another folder here. This script.js. Then here we're gonna create a document. Let's put our title here. What do we need? Link here for CSS. Then here need source for our JavaScript files like this. Hello there. And we also need for our bootstrap file another link. What is it? Node modules, then bootstrap, dist probably. Why are you showing me something else? Bootstrap, dist, CSS, yeah. CSS, bootstrap, like this. Okay, let's take a look. Something, yeah. Right now we're gonna start to add some HTML. So in general, we will have 3 different views. One of them will contain form for registration, another one form for login, and third screen it will be small thing that tell you that you like successfully log in. So here I add Axios in package. Let's start working on HTML. We just quickly add everything that we need, and we will actually JavaScript. So here what we need, container and 800. Inside of it we will have a row. Here play flex 8000. Align items center will be the container for our views. Justify content center. Then we add here a form container and with class 3 is padding. Then we need title for to tell the user what to view. so it will be sign up. Then we add in form. We don't need action. We'll have on submit event and name of form sign up, then ID sign up form and class form registration. Inside of it we will have 4 fields, so each of them will be in div with margin bottom 3, and here we have a label plus input like this. Oh, Mike can just jump over it. So here we have first name, gonna be our first field, class form label, and gonna be first name here. Regarding first name, it's a text. Also, I will define some value here to not put them each time once we did something. So then class form control and id first name, like this. Let's quickly copy because we need 4 of them. 3. This one is gonna be last name, last name, last, your last name, required last text correct. This one is gonna be email for mail here, which here value. Here we can use type email, of course, and the last field is gonna be our password. So let's copy here, change here, and what, and type password we're gonna use to quickly check. Okay, it's something. Justify, align item center. Display flex, white, not center. Because we need to add some styles here. So for HTML we're gonna define height 100 ph, then body round circle. And form container round white, it here max width 100 pixels, and also here for form container I need add a bit too bright, I would say. Change ground color. Yeah, let's define. Okay, so 2 forms left. Another one almost the same as this one, but we just email and password. here on submit right, sign in. Form login. Email. Correct. Yeah. Programming like this. In blah blah blah. Okay. And the last one is gonna be, what do we need? From container we need just one form. Yeah. Change here a bit. We don't need for every form. This here, put it inside of it. We need to add another one. Class target. Then enter, and here we put some one finally view here. Also we need to add here logout. Also I forgot to add here another class. Here display flex, find items center by in. Here we're gonna have button type it. We need add classes here. Class button primary. Also to switch between views, class show back here operation. We're gonna be able to switch between login and registration. Here login. Round. I changed wrong. This we change here. Here we put white. Sorry. Current call. And let's hide for now login. Say done. And the same with so in general it should look like that. So look. Finally, let's start working with our guys. For that, we're gonna create here app.js. First of all, we need to connect to database. For this, we need, I think, function start. In one of my previous videos, you can find it somewhere here. I explained like step by step how to do it. So here import press. We'll need it. And on goose for now. On goose. enough. Here then we do try catch. So if we manage to connect to database, we're gonna connect it, and then we set up like our server. If no, then sorry, here we just print the error to see what actually goes wrong. Then await mongoose connect this. Here we're gonna have our URL, and here we need few things to add options. One of them, use your URL parser is gonna be true. Then use find and modify false. Use unified topology for new versions required. True. Then we need here const app equal express and the function. Then app use here express and URL encoded extended true. Parse our URLs. Then we need here JSON to use actually the correct body. Call it like this, and here, and then we need app listen 3000 function arrow. Here we need just the log that app like this. So let's, and also I wanted to add here some app get let's do it. Get but what we don't need it. But so to connect to our database, the link, so once you created a cluster, possible to connect to it. Here connect. Do not forget to add your IP address to whitelist because it could be blocked. So, and now actually we're gonna use env file. Oh, let's see how to do it. We need to create .env. Inside of it we can set up different type of variables, let's say, be used inside of your application. So for now we just gonna set up here database user and database pass. Here for our database I created already these variables, so and admin password like this. To use it inside of Express we need to do this thing. First of all, import .env and then to do .env.config. By calling this function, your env file will be automatically parsed and you will be able to use variables from your environment file by this process env, and we have db be user, and here where the password be pass. You can see it's pretty good because inside of your repo, if you do not push like your environment file, the people will see just this, but they won't know what it's actually about. And here we need NodeJS auth, like this. Let's try to run it. npm run step. Okay. Let's take a look here. Not app.js, something wrong. Yeah, I forget to update here, right? App.js, I need it. Here. Still something wrong. Oh my god. What is wrong? What is wrong? Node.js auth. I don't see. As usual. I forgot to call function itself. App is running. Yeah. That's good news. So let's continue. So the next thing that we are going to work on, let's set up our user schema. This we're gonna create here folder model. Inside of this folder user.js. Here we need to import mongoose. This goose. Then we need to use structurization setup, define like two variables, schema and model from mongoose, like this, and define our user schema. So it's going to be called user equal new schema, build the constructor of schema, and here we need to export default model, and here and the name of model like user, and pass here our schema. And here we're gonna have first like our fields that we used for registration. So first name, type string, then required, yes, true, and here trim true. We cut off spaces before and after. Shell value, here just copy paste first field. It's gonna be the same for each option. Email, here last name, like this. We defined our schema. Then what we need to do, let's add here rows. We have row there. We have our user router quite a bit, and here we just gonna use this for our points, for authentication, etc., etc. So let's copy from here. Probably gonna need almost all of them. This express, this we don't need. .n we need it. Let's import here from model and user.js. Don't forget to add JS. Here we call it user. We're gonna use this model for our purposes. Then we need to define here router. Well, express router of the function, and we need to do an export of this router. Export default router like this. And in app.js we need to use it basically. So for this we need import here our user router from router user router.js like this, and then app use, let's call it auth, and we're gonna use user router. This. Okay, so we just define a user schema, we don't need it anymore, and close. And we're gonna start working with first step, that which registration. So let's try to create our endpoint. For this we need things. What is gonna be? So actually we need we'll have full model from our, so it's gonna be these fields. Let's do that. So we need to define our router, our endpoint, so it's gonna be post, and here we call it register for registration. Then we pass here request response, gonna be arrow function. So we need to do few checks. If request.body is empty, we need return immediately font status, what is it, 400, send message to data not provided, like this. Run that way. Okay. Next thing, if we have body, then we can create a user in our schema. View user request body. After that, we're gonna use our bycrypt package. If you forget, we needed to, for example, user put here password, and we can store just in that way in database, because data could be hacked or something, so we need to hash it, do not lose. So for this we need to import, we're gonna use bycrypt package, crypt from crypt. How to use it? We're gonna call here function hash to encode our password. So we need to pass here, as you can see, data, felt, and that's it, and callback function, but it's a return promise. So let's pass here body password field, then salt 10, and then, because it's promise, we're gonna do this promise return hashed password. So we retrieve here hash, and inside of this function we're gonna update user password to hash. Then let's print user to take a look how it's gonna be, and we need const save user equal user.save to try to save to our database, and if this save success, then result equal press send result. Press status 100 like this. So that's the first part, but we need to do that also in JavaScript. So for this we're gonna create here function sign up submit, and find. Also we need to use it on our HTML. So on submit, can I use it? Yes, and then how to retrieve the items from form. Here we need to prevent default to block default behavior for form submit. To retrieve data from forms, I'm gonna use elements property that we have for our form. Get element by ID, sign up form, sign up form, and here elements. Next, I need elements. Log my form. Let's take a look how we have here. I didn't pass what I did run. I didn't pass event actually. Event. Submit, and as you can see here we have our fields. So the next thing that we define the data that we're gonna send, user data, and it's gonna be the object with all our fields, first name, my form, first name, and value. And elements, why I like it, because it's really easy to get the values that you need from fields. So mail, password, here. After that we're gonna use Axios to use it. We added index.html scdn, so it's gonna be Axios dot post. Here we need to define where to send it. HTTP localhost 1000 auth and register, and pass here user data like this. This request return our to us promise. So here we're gonna use then result so block press, and here h something else on error, so block error. Let's try to do this. And as you can see, the error that we're trying to send a request from one URL address to another one. So to fix that, we need to do here next thing. We copy course, and here simple just add course, use it as fun. It's Axios, what is wrong? Just didn't send anything. I did something wrong. HTTP was 3000 auth register. I am not sure that I'm able to use it this way. I'll fail it. Why? Package Axios result is not defined. Okay, actually error here, but also we can see here user. I'm not sure about on with it. I can do it. Yep. Try one more time. You'll fail it. Forget but one small thing. Yeah, it's successful. Here we can find our hashed password and that this user was created. That works good. And once we create user, we need to here do not print this, but we're gonna do the next thing. We're gonna let's sign up form this. What is it? Sign up form and in form. Yeah, let's define here a variable const sign up equal this, then sign in equal this one. Here we can change it to sign up, and once we did this, we can hide sign up class list, add display none, and for sign in we're gonna remove this class. Let's try one more time. Boom. We're here. Let's right now hardcode it because we're gonna work on login form next, so we don't need registration. And our login form will be like from this perspective we'll do almost the same. Let's copy this, but here we're gonna send post to login. Then gonna need here user login data, sign in, and we don't need this one. And here we're gonna have email, password, user login data, correct. And here we're gonna do the next thing. Let's create a function login successful. Function login successful, and here for these things we're gonna add classes, and for this find here we're gonna use query selector. Log it like this. Here log it, remove. Here just use this function login successful. We prepare some data already, and I need to use the in submit. Went right. Okay, sending our data. Oh, that's fine. So right now we can switch to login form and login request. Most difficult part. So here let's define a point, gonna be login, and here request gonna be a string. Request, sorry, one moment. Request fonts and function here. So let's check first of all body here, return status okay. Also we extend this a bit, auth false. That's for our authentication token none. So we won't send token if something goes wrong. Okay, this is fine. Then let's define our variables. Request body email password here. Gonna use them, and then let's try to find out our user. Const user. Well, wait, we need process. It returns promise user find one, and here we're gonna try to find out it by email like this. Check. We're gonna have here, yeah, but here, so it's okay. That's good. What we need to do next? We check if our data is correct or wrong. password user, something with this one. Then we're gonna return 401. But actually we could split it to all data provided, because not correct a bit. Let me show what do I mean. Here we can remove from here user, and here we remove this and return 404 and user not found, like this, more clear. Then we need to compare actually what password we have database and what password user put. For this we're gonna create a function to compare them. Function password check. Here we have password that user printed, put inform and password from database, and this function is gonna be asynchronous, async, and here we need const password check equal, and we're gonna use a script but has a function compare, in which we just pass password and password db. So if it's equal, then we get the data that it's true. If no, then false. Password check this, and on login we need to next. Let's define here constant password match equal password check. Here we pass password user sent to us and user password. This here we need 8 2, and if a lot of checks, actually we could do this here, but password match false, and we return 401 and valid user mail, or actually password, like this. The last our step is gonna be to use JWT. For this we need to import it. So JWT JSON Web Token. That's in. You can read it about it on jwt.io. What it actually do: retrieve some payload, then user secret, for example, or environment secret, and then encode it to something like that. And this you can use to authorize, like to verify your endpoints and etc. But I'm gonna show it. So let's here create function. Function sign token. For this, for sign, we're gonna use as payload email, and this function simply return the token. So we're gonna sign. Inside of it, we use Payload will be email and email that user provided. Then it to add secret or private key. For this, we're gonna add access secret key. You can see it's pretty useful to have something like that file, some private key like that. And here we add process environment copy like that, and then we can pass the expiration date for in 24 hours, and that's for sign. And in our login, just simply do the next thing. We return response status 200 and send the next thing. It's gonna be auth to token sign token. We will pass user email and we add here email user.email like this. Let's check what we get. Submit 100. Finally here. Login, and as you can see, we just sign the JWT token, so that's great. One last thing left. Add another endpoint. The name of it will be me, which we're gonna retrieve at the start of our app. So, and by this we're gonna know that we need to send, for example, the user to login screen or something else. So you will see the example. The last endpoint gonna be me. It sounds a bit, I don't know, strange, but it's what it is. So for this, we just register our router. Here, get gonna be get request me. Also gonna be async. Here we need request response arrow function. Inside of it, we gonna check if the user, so the client should send the token if it exists, and we inside of it need to check and verify if it's still valid or no. To do this, we gonna add middleware function. It's gonna be asynchronous, so async function, and here verify token. And because it's a middleware function, we need here request response and next special parameter for middleware functions. So inside of it, we're gonna try to read the token. So we try to read request headers, and let's say user will send it as this token, not user, client actually. Here we need to check it's here or no. Let's copy this. Out of it. So if statement is if token well null for some cases, or not presented or something. We just sent for 403 and no token provided. No token provided. Here correct. But if we have the token, then we need to use JWT verify. And to do it, we need to pass our token, the secret key we used here, and use the callback function. Here it has two parameters, error and decoded. So this, and if we see some error, need to send 500, for example. Token pirate, let's say. But if no, we could read from decoded user mail. So we pass in request user mail, well, coded mail, and then we call the function next, like this. So we could have an error, another error, or if everything okay, we pass this function, and to use it we need to call it here. If everything is okay inside of it, we can try to find out the user. It's gonna be await user dot find one, call it mail, request user email, which we pass here, and also we can use here a projection, because our database will return the full user data, but we don't need password here. So we just do this and it will be automatically cutted. So if you don't find the user, could use the same error as here. So user not found. But if everything okay, we just send response status 200 and then it's gonna be our implementation of verified token. So inside of here at the beginning, we need to do a call axios dot get http slash localhost 1000 slash auth slash me, and here side of headers we need headers to provide our token. How to do it? Question this token, and here we need provided. To do this, inside of sign submit, we need store it. So to store it, also login, we're gonna use local storage. This we set, call local storage, set item. Let's call it user 4, and Then, because local storage can save just a string and can save object, we need to do JSON unify and our response data here. That's okay, but also we need the way to retrieve user token. For this, we're gonna do function get user token. This, and we do once user for. Well, we need to parse string object local storage get item user for. It could be that we don't have this in local storage, then we just check it's here. Yes, then we do the next in token, or we send null. And here we need to call this function get user token. If if me is successful, then we simply need to login successful, call this, that's it. So here we're gonna do then like this, once login successful, or show the error, catch error, so log error. Let's try to deal with it. So, for example, we sent correct mail 404, user not found. Okay. Let's try with password. Invalid user password. Let's try correct way. Login. Okay, successful. And we need to see here, yeah, our information. Let's try to reload the page. What is wrong? Get token. Headers. What I did wrong. Token. I forget to just call this function. Okay. Without password, our token still here. Let's try to do out. How to do it? Document query selector. This get listener. Click. And default, and we need just to local storage remove item info, and we need show login form. Get here, move this, let's call it. Actually, we don't need out, and nothing here. Work expected. Seems good. We just finished working on our small project. It is small, but because of it, I learned a lot of new stuff. I hope you will learn together with me, and it will be helpful for you for your future projects and maybe for your job. So if it was interesting for you and you learned something new by this video, please subscribe, press the button like, left some comments. I would be happy to see something from you, and see you in the next videos. Bye bye.